Beautiful sunny day. It's going to be warm again today. Crazy. I'm Courtney Fuchs, Vice President of Unity of Fort Collins, and I'm here while Ann is on a fabulous 4-month semester at sea. And she is in India. Gerald was right last week. I misspoke. I got my weeks mixed up. But so we are keeping track of them on the map above the welcome table, so you can always see where they are there, or you can always ask Gerald. He knows. Welcome to any new visitors, first of all. Do we have anybody who's here for the first time that did not get a welcome packet and needs to have one of those delivered to them? Great. And welcome to those of you that are new that already got one. And welcome to our online participants. We have a good crew out there in cyberspace watching us, hopefully in their pajamas with a cup of tea in their hand. That would be awesome to think about. Today, our speaker is Reverend Jim. He's usually, there he is and back. And we have, our reader is Reverend Sharon. And the musician is Elise Wonder, although I believe John is also going to sing, and we have choir too? Okay, we just have the whole gang today. That's awesome. Youth and Family Program is continuing their Traveling Around the World theme, and they're learning about Austria today, so that should be fun. The chaplain of the day is Barbara Weimar. Do you want to make an announcement? Okay. For those of you that maybe didn't hear, she's back in the Myrtle Room after the service if you need any prayer support. There is a council meeting today at 11:30 in the Myrtle Room. Actually, that's going to be in the Roomy Room. We've moved that because to accommodate the chaplain being in the Myrtle Room. And let's go ahead and have announcements, and then I'll go on.
I'm learning to move this. I wanted to let you know again about Christmas caroling at Red Tail Ponds on December 13th. And when I was making this sign-up sheet, I found out something, that you can spell caroling 2 ways. 1 L or 2 L's. The British do it with 2 L's. We've got it with 2 L's here because we are going to have lots of fun. So Red Tail Ponds is a place where people who have been previously homeless have found places to live, and some of them have lived there for quite a while. And we go there, we take some goodies for them, and sing and meet with them. And then about 45 minutes later, if you want, you can join Gerald and myself at our house for some Christmas goodies there. So that's what the sign-up's about. There's further explanation at the bottom. And yeah, happy Thanksgiving.
All right, I do like the microphone. I just wanted to say that we had a great time yesterday, again, at the Horse Sanctuary. So I'm thankful for everybody that came, and we are working with Kathy, the horse lady, on putting together a list of things that we can do specific to her to volunteer if anybody wants to. So we will do another one, probably not in December, but we'll do another one, and we'll get the word out. Nice boots.
Yeah. Thank you. Just a friendly reminder, and I noticed I'm actually up on the slides this morning, so that makes me feel important. Yeah, getting some publicity out. Just a friendly reminder, I have another sound healing session for those who want to come. It's for everyone. Nobody has to register. Nobody has to sign up. Just show up and listen to the good vibes. And for those who are interested, I do still have some client intake forms for those who might want a little more one-on-one with me. So 6:30 p.m. tomorrow night in the Roomy Room. Yeah. So second and fourth Monday of every month. Yes, that is correct. Thank you.
Thank you. So we have a slide, Sue, with the fundraising. There we go. So Mike couldn't be here today, or Leanne, so just a real quick announcement about this, and then they'll fill in more details later. But we have a group of folks that have already committed $27,000 as their year-end love offering, so yay to that. Yeah, beautiful. And they're just challenging us or inspiring us to join in and maybe match that if we can, not one person, everybody kick in. Although, hey, if one person wants to give 27, you go right ahead. The donations towards this program will support Unity's new aspirations and projects for 2025. And as usual, you can give check, cash. We have a credit card machine in the bookstore. We have a QR code on the back of the bulletin. On our website, there's a donate button that'll take you to PayPal. Just please, any of those methods that are like check or PayPal, make a memo, put a note in the memo saying that it's for year end so we can count it properly. That's awesome. The office will be closed next week on Wednesday and Thursday in honor of Thanksgiving. No heart talks this Wednesday. However, there will be choir practice at 2 o'clock on the 27th here. 4 o'clock. Okay. All right, John. Changing it every week. Okay, I got it. All right, 4 p.m. There will be a prayer chaplain meeting on December 1st after the service. Everybody gets to announce about their classes, and I forget to announce about mine. So I've got my Hawkins group is every Tuesday, 1:30 to 3. We study Dr. David R. Hawkins' works. We play a DVD and read from his book and then have a little discussion, but we really let Dr. Hawkins do the teaching. But it's a really beautiful group that what energy we've created we are up to like 85 meetings, has been really sweet. So that's fabulous. And one more thing, and then I'll bring Julie up. November 30th is the last day to donate for the food drive. Thank you to everybody who's given. Those bins are almost full, but there's always room for more. So please feel free to bring something by November 30th. And, okay, I'll have you come up and then I'll finish.
Good morning. Leanne's not here today, so she asked me to do another announcement for the craft fair and bake sale. It'll be on Sunday, December 8th, right after the service. This is an annual thing, and I'm actually not sure if it'll either be Roomy Room or Friendship Room, but we fill the room with lots of crafts, baked goods, and they're great gift items, and it's perfect timing for the holidays. So we sent this around last week, so we need people to bring things, and then we do need a couple more people to help set up before, work the sale, and then clean up after. Thank you.
Almost done. Anybody joining the lunch bunch, which I haven't really explained that in a while. Most people know what it is, but every Sunday, a group of anybody that wants to join, I should say, can meet at a restaurant. Today it's going to be Cafe Bluebird, and just hang out and have a meal together. It's just really sweet. They do it every single week. It changes. The restaurant changes every week. And last announcement, if you're looking for some good books or great gifts, we got some new gift ideas in the bookstore, gift items in the bookstore, and we got several new books that relate to Anisha's class that she's hosting, so we have 4 new books about that. We also got in the books for the book study that is on Zoom on Thursdays, Discover Your Divinity, so those of you that wanted to participate in that Zoom class, we got those books in. And another show and tell. If you're shopping for books for Christmas or holidays or birthdays, they have gift cards also on bookshop.org, and you go to Unity's page, and we get 30% of anything that you purchase there. So it's a really great way to support Unity without, you don't have to dig out in your own pocket. Real quick, Jim wanted me to announce Gardens on Spring Creek Festival of Lights. There's a group going Friday, December 6th. It's at 6:30. There's a note in your bulletin about that. And last but not least, we have these beautiful books called Be Not Afraid, The Comfort of Christmas. Sharon ordered them for her chaplains, but we got a couple extra, and they're going to be in the bookstore. If you see one and we've run out, but you want one, we can order more. So just let us know about that. Okay, I did it. Take a deep breath. Let's get into our hearts for a minute and say our unity blessing. Our unity centers us in light and peace, allowing us to recognize our God within and to radiate that love to the world.
Good morning, everyone. We'll get the crew up. I'm on my 3rd gig in 24 hours, so. I'm shocked I have energy this morning, but I do. I played the Horsetooth Tavern yesterday morning. We played a sold-out show at Washington's last night for the last waltz. It was a blast. It's my favorite night of the year. And I still have a voice. And I'm playing the Tavern again on December 7th and then December 21st. So I'd like to welcome you all to sing the chorus in this song in this house. Come on Up to the House by Tom Waits. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, the moon is broken and the sky is cracked. Come on up to the house. The only thing that you can see is all that you're lacking. You got to come on up to the house. All your crying won't do you no good. Come on up to the house. We'll come down off that cross. We can use the wood. You got to come on up to the house. Everybody now. Come on up to the house. Come on up to the house. This world is not my home. I'm just a passing through. You got to come on up to the house. There's no light in the tunnel, no irons in the fire. Come on up to the house. And your singing leads a soprano in a drum band's choir. You got to come on up to the house. Does a life seem nasty, brutish and short? Come on up to the house. The seas are stormy and you can't find no port. You got to come on up to the house. Everybody, come on up to the house. Come on up to the house. This world is not my home. I'm just a passing through. You got to come on up to the house. Take it on. Yeah, Mr. John Magny. Everybody now, come on up to the house. Come on up to the house. This world is not my home. I'm just a passing through. You got to come on up to the house. Well, there's nothing in the world that you can do. Come on up to the house. You've been whipped by the forces that are inside of you. You got to come on up to the house. Well, you're high on top of a mountain wall. Come on up to the house. And you know you should surrender, but you can't let it go. You got to come on up to the house. Everybody. Beautiful singing, everyone. All right, and now we're reading from Miss Reverend Sharon. Mrs. Reverend Sharon.
Nope. Hey,
We're on the next one, too.
Joellen.
Good morning.
Joellen.
Well, the holidays are coming, and a lot of times it just brings up stuff in families. So I chose this reading by Mary Alice and Richard Jafolla called Thanksgiving, Fake It Till You Make It. So fake it till you make it may sound like the wrong approach when you are sincerely trying to turn your life around. Yet, it's not bad advice. When we fake it, we force ourselves to constantly think in a certain way and constantly pretend we are feeling certain emotions. Our minds will eventually begin to accept these thoughts. By consciously acting as if, we are creating new neural pathways, new ways for the brain to think. This can change our feelings and behavior, which of course means we're changing our lives. If, for example, we were to consciously think in a loving rather than spiteful way of someone we resent, over time our hard feelings would eventually soften and be replaced by feelings of love. This technique works, especially with Thanksgiving and Christmas. When we gather with family and friends, because our words represent our feelings. Words of thanksgiving, whether faked or real, represent feelings of gratitude, trust, and faith. They represent feelings that everything will be all right, and they open us up to receive the good already waiting for us. When we give thanks, we are really giving our blessings. It's just like the sunflowers turning toward the sun. Giving thanks turns our hearts towards our good. We know the power of Thanksgiving on a human emotional plane. We all like to be appreciated and thanked. It motivates us to do better. On a spiritual plane, when we are sincerely thankful to God for all the good we have, and that good that is in store for us, Thanksgiving takes on an even more attractive power. And all of you know that some Sunday mornings you think, I don't want to go to church. It's called blanket victory. And yet you pull yourself together and you show up at church, and that's exactly what happens. You faked it and you walked in, and it was true. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you.
Be thankful for what you got. One, two, one, two, three. Oh, you may not try hard.
Wow. Am I supposed to follow that? We need to bring the energy down a little bit here. You know, I'm here today, in the next 20 minutes, to afflict the comforted and to comfort the afflicted. So I hope you're ready for this. 20 minutes of this. Before we have these musicians get back up here and raise the energy again. Wow. This Sunday I thought I'd talk about New Thought. That's the type of Christianity we are. We're New Thought Christians. I thought I'd talk about New Thought and the answers it has to trauma. Trauma. Psychologists tell us that by the time a young person is 12 years old, before they enter their teenage years, they've experienced trauma 10 times. And you know, as ministers, Sharon and I are very aware of the fact that trauma raises its head so many times in our spiritual communities. And sometimes we just say, well, pray about it. Read that book about it. Some good books on, what is it? What's the name of the place? Come on, help me there, Courtney. Bookshop.org. Okay? They got a lot of good books on there. But there's so much more. So I'd like to give you a little journey through trauma and our experience. You know, down in Sun City at Unity Spiritual Center, Sharon and I conducted more than 60 memorial services. Every time, you know, those are our friends. Those are people that attended classes with us. Those are the people that were sitting in the pews Sunday after Sunday. We got to know them. And then as ministers, we had to conduct a memorial service as they left us. Every once in a while, someone will say to us, I feel safe here in this community. Why aren't people in our world safe everywhere? And when people don't feel safe, that's trauma. We have folks that have a terminal diagnosis. Sharon's facing that right now with her daughter. Stage 4 cancer. Stage 4 cancer. How about those among us that don't have the ability to pay their bills? Perhaps they've lost their job. And on a cold winter night, they're sleeping outside. That's trauma. How about those that say to us, I don't have any place to go on Thanksgiving because my family, my children, maybe my parents have disowned me. That's trauma. How about not being able to be your authentic self? You have to pretend you're something other than your authentic self. That's trauma. So what's the answer? In fact, I'll give you another one. A couple of weeks ago, I was attending a meeting of clergy here in Fort Collins. And the subject was how their congregations were dealing with the election results. Now, some are very happy, but some are experiencing trauma. The word fear came up over and over again, and that's from clergy people. Yes, our world is full of circumstances. Life is not all that easy. And sometimes in New Thought circles like here at Unity, we're accused of dealing with the happy stuff, the kumbaya of the world. But New Thought, our faith tradition, has answers. And they might surprise you as to how when trauma comes into your life, when those difficult circumstances come into your life, there are answers. There are ways to deal with it. Reverend Faith Moran, my minister in Sacramento, was dealing with a very difficult neurological disorder. She couldn't remember things. And she always said, I don't know why this washed up on my shore, but I've got ways to handle it. So I'd like to share with you at least 4 or 5 ways for you personally to look at some of the ways that you can deal with life's challenges, perhaps challenges that might arise during this holiday season. So let's get started. I'm going to show you some things on our slides. Here's one suggestion. It comes from Alcoholics Anonymous. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I have a couple of arguments with this because that word serenity, that word courage, it's already within you. You have all of those capabilities. It's already yours. You don't have to ask God for it. It's already there. But look at that. Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. What is it that arises within our lives that we can't change? Maybe it's election results. Some people tried that, and it wasn't very successful. But it's the wisdom to know the difference, because we can still stand for values despite the election results but we don't need to continue to rehash over and over and over again the tragedy or the blessings of what happened. How about other circumstances? If you've been diagnosed with a life-changing, altering physical condition, can you change it? Sometimes. We'll talk about in our suggestions about prayer. But sometimes we have to have the serenity, that peace, that courage, that presence of mind to accept many of the things that come our way in life. But also the wisdom to know the difference. There's two parts to that. So that's one new thought suggestion about situations and how to handle situations that come into your life. Let me give you another one here. Look at the little bird in the storm. Sometimes you just have to bow your head, say a prayer, weather the storm, and know that this too shall pass. There's a very good book called The Eye of the Storm by Gary Simmons, if you'd like to explore this subject. Sometimes we just have to weather the storm, let things be, and we know it'll pass. Because so many situations are just temporary. Number 3. The phrase is, do you borrow tomorrow's troubles? Do not lose yourself in the past. Do not lose yourself in the future. Do not get caught in your angry worries or fears. Anxiety, the illness of our time, comes primarily from an inability to dwell on the present moment. That doctor's diagnosis may be something that you need to face tomorrow or next month or next year. But how often do we bring it into the future? We drag it into today. How about all those situations that were in the past that we rehash over and over again? We didn't deserve it then, we don't deserve it today either. Staying in the present, because right now, right in this place, right in this moment, all is well. Do you feel the quality of all is well right now, right in this place, right in this moment? But Thich Nhat Hanh says, do not lose yourself in the past or the future. Here's one of my favorite gurus. Kind of looks like John Magny, doesn't it? I'm glad I didn't say, looks like Luis Wonder. He's sing guitar. Once you replace negative thoughts with positive ones, you'll start having positive results. Once you start replacing negative thoughts, what are the negative thoughts you've been thinking about this week? Don't have enough time. You've got all the time in the world. You've got the same amount of time as I have. Change your thoughts and you change your world. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at will change. Do you need more? Give you another one. Now, having seen the differences between what you are and where you want to be, begin to change consciously, change your thoughts and words and actions to match your grandest vision. Whatever your vision is for life, whatever you want to celebrate, Thanksgiving, Christmas, this coming year of 2025, what is your vision? Begin to envision that. Begin to bring those thoughts into your mind. That's what New Thought is all about. Have a new thought for 2025. Wow. I'm going to tell you another story. This is a pool. This is a Bible story. Ministers need to always include a Bible story in their talk, don't you think? There was a man that was sitting beside that pool one day. In fact, he was there for 37 years. The man was disabled. He was laying on some kind of a cot. He couldn't walk. 37 years he spent beside that pool. There was a legend about that pool. It said when the water in the pool stirs, if you get in it right away, you'll be healed. That was the thought. Well, Jesus come walking by one day, and he saw this man laying on his cot. And he said, "What's the matter, sir?" The man said, "Well, I've been trying to get into that pool. I've been here 37 years. Every time I try to get in it, somebody gets in my way. I can't get in it. No one is here to help me. 37 years I've spent on this cot. 37 years. That's a long time." And Jesus said, "Take up your bed and walk." He didn't tell the man to pray. He didn't tell the man to go to his local Unity church and talk to the minister. He said, "Just get up, and walk." So many times, so many of the things that afflict us in life, all we need to do is get up and walk. Nothing else. No prayer, no anything. Because we have the answer within. And that man had a minute when he realized it. It's too bad he didn't do it 36 and a half years earlier. But that story applies to each and every one of us. You, me, and everyone sitting in these pews. Whatever your difficulty, just get up and walk. Get up and try something different. So, here's another guy. Went down to the local church because he thought that was a sacred place. And he's sitting there praying, pleading to God to heal him or give him the finances he needs or relationships. This does not work, folks. And the reason I say that is because there are a million starving children in some countries of this world that people are praying for, and they still die. We don't have a God that heals you, but not somebody else. This is the old way of looking at prayer. Here's a book. I'm going to quote this author, Lolette Kuby. It's called Faith and the Placebo Effect. And the subtitle is An Argument for Self-Healing. Faith and the Placebo Effect. She gives 5 methods in her book. And they all work if you have faith in them. Western medicine, if you believe that your doctor can cause healing in you because of his treatment, you may receive healing because of your faith. Eastern medicine, same thing. Some follow that path. And they're healed because of faith in the modality. How about the evangelical faith healers? You know, those individuals that lay hands on individuals. And there's documented evidence that people get up and walk and are healed. Not because of the preacher that's putting his hands on somebody. It's because of the faith that the individual has in the modality. Down in the jungles of Brazil, there's a man named John. People go down and visit him. They're healed. And just like the example I gave you about Jesus telling the man to pick up his bed, I believe people are healed not because of John. It's because of their faith. They believe it's going to work. So she also uses the placebo effect. Many modalities, and every one of them works if we believe it'll work. Now, this is from New Thought. This is a quotation from Reverend Burton. Put simply, an affirmative prayer, this is a different type of prayer. An affirmative prayer helps us live the truth we know. It's easier to believe we are divine beings with the capacity to heal ourselves. We are divine beings with the capacity to heal ourselves. So what I'd like to do in the next couple of minutes is give you 5 steps, and this is a pattern. It's not something that you need to practice. You may have a different 5 steps. But for those that are starting to use affirmative prayer, in whatever situation, whatever trauma that you're experiencing, if you use this as a pattern, it might help you get started. I actually use this almost subconsciously every morning. The first step up here is awareness. What are you aware of? Your problem? What you're lacking? What your health issue is? No, you're aware that there's a divine force in the universe. There is a power that is in everything and everyone. We're all united with that power. It's there. It's available. The second one is recognition. Affirmative prayer begins with a statement of recognition of a divine source energy. This statement is an acknowledgement of the omnipresence of this divine force and the divine energy from the universe that is within you. So not only is there a divine power in the universe, but it's within you. That's the recognition. Third step, unification. Unification is acknowledgement that you are one with this divine force. And so being a divine co-creator of your own reality. Words of unification and affirmative prayer signify our awareness that there is no separation between God and humanity. It acknowledges that we are one with that source. And then the next step, as a divine co-creator with the universe, you have the power to state your divine intention and affirm that which is true. You call what you desire from above into this current reality. This is your moment to speak those things that are not yet, although they already are, in actual reality. From this awareness, I seek my healing. Now, Myrtle Fillmore used one of these. I am a child of God, and I do not inherit sickness. Now, I would prefer something like, I am one with Source. because as a child of God, it seems a separation there. We're not children of God. We are the presence of God, the source of God. And so that's our third step, realization. Fourth step is gratitude. In a prayer of gratitude, I give thanks for the realization of this truth. With a grateful heart, I accept what is possible in my life. And then the fifth step is release. Important, because in so many times in prayer, we continue to recite over and over and over again the situation, the trauma, what is going on in our lives, the lack and limitation. And that is what causes that to be repeated over and over again, because our words have power. Every word is a prayer. We sing that every Sunday. So, affirmative prayer. Not the prayer where you're pleading to God and God doesn't seem to answer. Is one of the ways within unity that we deal with those situations in our life that we would call trauma. So, I'd like to have us try affirmative prayer as a community. In a minute, I'm going to have our musicians come forward and do our normal prayer song, and I'll lead you through those 5 steps in a prayer. Thank you.
Listen to what you're saying. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that God is everywhere. And every thought's in need of prayer.
Those who go into this time of prayer, I invite you to just feel comfortable, and if you'd like to close your eyes. First of all, I'd like us to recognize that there is a power and a presence in the universe. That power and presence permeates everything and everyone. It is always present, always available. So, in your own heart, your own mind, just bring into your awareness a thought of a power and presence that's everywhere, everywhere available. available right now in this very moment. And now we recognize that power and that presence is within me. Within me right in this very moment, active in worshiping, actively causing my heart to breathe, my lungs to exhale and inhale. That presence and that power is active in my life, giving me life itself. And so in this moment, I invite you, just feel that presence. Presence right here, right now. I am unity. I'm unified with that presence. And now in this moment, we can speak the words of whatever's on our heart. We can affirm, I affirm health. I affirm wealth. I affirm love. I affirm joy. I affirm peace. I affirm whatever situation that comes to your mind. And we know that whatever you're thinking, whatever affirmation you're making, it is a prayer. Right now. It's a prayer to change things. It's a prayer to accept things. It's a prayer to find peace in whatever is happening. And now we go on to gratitude. What are you grateful for in this very moment? I am grateful for this community. I am grateful for the realization that all is in order in my life. What are you grateful for? And so in this moment, we release into the ethers any concern, any statement of lack, any statement of limitation. There is no limitation with the divine power that exists within us. And so our words are those of releasing. Just release it. Release it into the ethers. And then replace words of lack and limitation with words of acceptance and joy and love and peace, health and wealth, whatever your case may be. So yes, our words have meanings. Each word is a prayer. And so we gratefully acknowledge that. And so it is. Amen.
May the blessings of God rest upon me. May God's peace abide in me. May God's presence illuminate my heart now and forevermore. May the blessings of God rest upon me. May God's peace abide in me. May God's presence illuminate our hearts now and forevermore. May the blessings of God rest upon us. May God's peace abide in us. May God's presence illuminate our hearts now and forevermore. Now and forevermore.
And so we come to our time of our offering. I'd like to have the ushers come forward. I'll give you another illustration of lack thinking. One time when the offering was passed in my life, I thought, boy, if I gave that extra money right now, I won't have money for lunch this week. That's a lack thought. I admit it. I remember it. So watch your thoughts. Let's come forward and we bless the offering with the words on the screen. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God.
I'm gonna kind of change the words to this song on the spot. Inspired by Reverend Jim. I am an instrument of peace. Where there is hatred, let me show love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. Where there is sadness, joy. Oh, divine master that I am, not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive. It's in pardoning that we are pardoned. And it's in dying that we were born to eternal life. Amen.
Time for the kids. Just waiting for the door to open. Hide it behind a door. Oh, no. Well, I'm gonna let it shine. I said, hide it behind a door. Oh, no. I'm gonna let it shine. I'll let it behind a door. Oh, no. I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. I said, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Here on the corner of Lines and Vine, I'm gonna let it shine. I said, here on the corner of Lines and Vine, I'm gonna let it shine. I said, here on the corner of Lines and Vine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Well, this morning we got to visit Austria with Peter, and we had lots and lots of fun. What did you guys learn today? We still have chocolate cake on our face.
We learned that the Sacher Torte cake is the most famous cake in Austria. We learned that he is the royalty in Austria. Today we learned that sometimes if you had like an important envelope to seal from like an important person, you would put like wax on it, and then you would seal it with like, we seal.
Today we learned about the Sacher Torte, and we had some. It was really good.
What language do they speak?
German. And there's like these horses in one of the palaces that can jump like 8 billion feet in there.
You guys had fun?
I forgot what they're called.
Can you say thank you, Peter?
Thank you.
Sure.
Bulletin or their program this morning about the Festival of Lights. And I wanted to say this is not just a kid thing. This is for everybody. Our theme for the month of December is Celebration of Lights. We're talking about how light is such an important part of the whole winter solstice and the Christmas and Hanukkah and all of the things that we celebrate in the month of December. So we're going to go over to Gardens of Spring Creek on Spring Creek and do the light display. And just look at everything and have a good time. So it's families, it's friends, it's anybody that wants to come. I just need to know the numbers, because if we have enough, we can get a little bit of a discount on it. But the other thing I wanted to mention is that the kids are going to be given Instamatic cameras. So they're going to be able to take pictures of the different light displays, and then we're going to put them up on the board. So it'll be just kind of a fun thing to do.
Thank you, Nancy. And next week, Baron Peter is going to be your speaker. So be sure to be here. He's going to speak from the high throne of nobility. I don't know. So thank you for spending your morning with us. And thank you for those of you who are online. We appreciate you watching in. Come on down. Join us some Sunday. So let's go ahead and close our service with our prayer of protection and our peace song. What do we got here? One more. So together, the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.